Ever since its release, Insurgency Sandstorm was praised for being a fast-paced, realistic shooter with very satisfying gunplay. But over the last few years, the game has seemingly gone downhill, with an overwhelming amount of bugs, unfit content, and lackluster updates. First of all, the game launched some time ago, in late 2018, making it almost 5 years old by now. And although the launch was buggy, it garnered widespread recognition for being a quick, yet grounded in reality FPS. And its crown jewel was the gritty and very intense gunplay.
He did.
Oh fuck!
For many gamers, it was a breath of fresh air in an otherwise uncreative FPS genre, filled with the same repetitive games each year. Yet it wouldn't take too long for issues to arise. In 2020, the first paid cosmetics were dropped, and although these first cosmetics were a sensible addition, they will lead to new ones being released. And the newer ones are simply ridiculous, adding what looks like the average anime protagonist into a shooter that generally takes pride in its realism. However, these blunders are simply a drop in the ocean compared to the rest of the path that Insurgency took. One of the people who are responsible for Sandstorm's success is Michael Surahas, the lead game designer from 2017 to 2021. He took care of Insurgency for its release and the first years of patches and updates. And yet, after he and a few others left, the game started going down the wrong road. Every update seemed to be a failure, adding a few weapons, a new game mode and a map, but in turn, adding an overwhelming amount of bugs. The best example of this is the latest update, Operation Accolade. It added a new map, which has troubles running on NVI servers and causes significant lag, and a few new weapons as well, which have subpar models and recycled animations. But while making these additions, NVI's developers managed to undevelop the game. AI would T-pose when killed, fast reloads simply didn't work, some enemies became invincible, the servers would either lag or crash every other game, and the worst part of this? None of this was tested on the community testing environment, a sort of beta that NVI would use for updates to check for bugs. And even though, after 20 days a hotfix for the update arrived, many of the bugs either remained or were replaced by new ones. Lastly, I think Sandstorm is still a pretty good shooter, yet it wasn't as good as it was, or at least could have been. It feels like it's not only abandoned, but the developers also don't realize what the community wants. And it's very likely that Insurgency will sadly remain a fun, yet buggy shooter, as NVI seems to be moving on to other games, with only a skeleton crew maintaining Sandstorm.